Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 4 of the Pack Mentality podcast. I'm Shorb Z here with, of course, the young and talented AQ Debbie. We're going to be talking about all things Paradox Junction this week. As you guys know, we just got some teasers basically throughout the week, Tuesday through Friday, and then the intro cinematic just dropped today, like an hour ago, if that. Maybe a little bit more than an hour ago, but regardless, we're going to be talking about all things Paradox Junction, going from the drawings to the cinematic, and just giving our thoughts on it, what we expect, and yeah, just any kind of insight that we have. There's lots to unpack here, so it should be a good episode, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. Hey, Q Debbie, how are you?
Good, man. We're at that time where we're finally starting to get some stuff for Paradox Junction. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now, and it's starting to feel real. It's that time. Yeah, so I guess we'll go through the drawings first. The first one we received was the sort of dog with the green and the little
The
like
smell.
yeah, the smell stink little squiggles around it. Yeah, I mean I I think the easiest thing to consider is that plague hounds are probably back. I think that's pretty easy consensus to draw, which
Right.
I'm fine with the plague hounds. I actually liked them in Cold War. I think they're a good, like, in the past we didn't really have a lot of things that were pretty fast and also had some kind of elemental draw to them. Obviously the hellhounds had their quickness to them. um the most recent thing I can kind of think of is the toxic zombies on Shattered Veil, but besides that, with the combination of speed and like the AoE effect, like Nova crawlers have, I liked the plague hounds. I always have. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think it's plague hounds, or is there like any other ideas you have on that?
That's yeah, that's a good question. I like my first thought was plague hounds as well. Um, because obviously it's like the sort of green, and then the red obviously is just like the flesh or whatever, um you know, like whatever you I guess would visualize with when you see like a plague hound or a hellhound. But um I guess the thing that makes me wonder is the plague hounds, which I actually never realized this detail until I think Mr. Dalek JD actually mentioned it in his video, because I've been watching his like explanations of the drawings and stuff, and basically he said that the the heads of the plague hounds aren't actually dog heads. They're like keeper heads basically, and like their tongues are the same as like keeper tongues, which I never noticed that myself. It's probably because Cold War has all the health bars and stuff, so you just can't see what's actually going on. That's just a side a side note. But I think they're cool. Just a cool little spin on hellhounds. We haven't seen hellhounds since I don't even know. When was it, like, was it D Machine? When was the last time we saw
No,
hellhounds?
well, hellhounds we saw in Firebase Z, but they were
Oh,
also in MWZ.
oh, that doesn't count. Kidding, of course, but but yeah. So I mean, I guess the funny part about that would be that I tried MWZ once and then never again. So that's why I didn't recognize that they, they were in the mode. But um, yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen them, and I think it'll be a nice change of pace from like Ravagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ravagers are cool, but like I think it's good to change it up. Not that I'm getting like annoyed by them; they're still a really cool enemy, but it's good to keep it fresh. We're getting another map here. There's no reason to bring Ravagers back for a third map. So um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. They're a cool, fun enemy. Maybe they'll have like their own spin on it. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure that it's actually going to be Plague Hounds, because in the drawing, it's actually like a dog head as opposed to like I said, like the keeper head. So
Yeah. Yeah. That It's a good point. I who's drawing these? That's a question I actually have. I know it's very like hand wavy to just say, "Oh, they're like kids' drawings." Okay.
right.
Do you think it might be the twins?
Oh, dude, that's an insane. That's an insane idea? Wow, I didn't even. That thought never even entered my mind.
I
I think you
just
might be
thought of
onto
that.
something. Oh, really?
I yeah. Well, I because like in the past, if we had like if we saw these drawings in like Black Ops 1, it's like, oh, it's Samantha probably, but she's apparently dead. No shot. But the only like kid like it's got to be the twins. That is the only thing to me that makes sense with what we know right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like the other, I guess like I think it's less likely, but maybe it's like younger the younger version of Samantha. And the reason I say that is just because it's if it's truly like as the map says like a Paradox Junction, it feels like anything is like nothing's off the table for the map.
Oh,
So I mean, maybe it's a younger version of Samantha, but at the same time, I guess I don't know why she would be like I don't know, like she's like it doesn't seem like I guess she would be in that situation if that makes any sense. Like she I guess the way I think about it from like Alpha Omega and stuff, she's like I don't even know how old she is, like 8 or something, and she's like telling Eddie that they're gonna go like fight the Great War. So like I feel like that's a little
right.
bit more like um I guess I feel like she's a little bit more sophisticated as a kid than like to be drawing on a sidewalk. Like when I think of like look at those drawings, I think of like a naive, like innocent kid, like the twins or something, that's being like manipulated or seeing these like dark ether like entities and all that stuff. So no, I think I I literally think you just solved it. I think it's the twins, honestly.
I think we had some kind of I'm pretty sure it was probably intel for Ashes that I might be completely misremembering this, but I think we had drawings on Ashes too. Like this. Like kid like drawings with crayons and stuff.
Are you saying for the
So
teasers?
no, I think it's intel in the map.
Oh, and, yeah,
That
yeah.
I think there are drawings. So if we're continuing the thread that the twins seem to be on all of these in some capacity, I think that is just the thing that makes the most sense. The only reason I brought any of this up is because in my head, like, if I feel like if a kid were to see a plague hound, I feel like from memory they would probably just give it a dog head
Face,
anyways, but just because it is a dog-like creature. But I don't know. I really don't. They could just do like it could be plague hound entirely, but have like the hellhound face. I don't know. I would prefer that they do something different. But
yeah.
again, I enjoyed the plague hound, so we'll see. I'm just happy that it seems that they're doing something besides the Ravagers. My only complaint to that is that it's another very quick enemy. So it's not so distant from the Ravagers in that way. But I think throughout the life cycle they'll come out with new different things that are more different from either of these. I don't know.
Yeah,
This
like
is
like
this is the
play a
early
little bit
stages.
different. Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, I think, and just another point for like that the twins thing you mentioned is like I guess like in one of the because there's like different animations that they do when you find them, or at least in Ashes, I think it's maybe it's not like when you find them, but when you're actually like doing the twin side Easter egg, there is a part of it where one of them's like playing tic tac toe. So I guess that's like a
yeah.
drawing thing. I don't know. That just came to mind. I don't think it adds much to it, but yeah, you kind of got the gears going in terms of like the twins being the ones drawing it. But
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
I win.
yeah. Plague Hounds, man. I think I'm in. I think it'd be cool. I mean they've cooked so far. I don't see a reason to stop trusting them now.
Absolutely. I want to pull up the second image because I saw it, and personally I didn't have a lot to say about it. It didn't really give much insight. It was a very vague sort of like that this could mean anything kind of image. I don't know if you want to start while I pull this up.
Yeah, so second image is sort of this like glimpse of Nuketown, whether that's like a teleporter or I guess like what I think of is I think of like the liminal spaces from Shattered Veil. Like it feels like you're sort of like cracking
Mm,
open this like I don't really know how to describe it, but it feels like it's not this like distant thing. It's like this wall you break open, and it's like just like in Shattered Veil, how you like break open the paintings, and it's like the liminal spaces, like right there. So, I mean, that's the dream, is that it's like a seamless transition from one location to the next. But
yes, absolutely.
another thing, just real quick, is I know Treyarch obviously leaked the picture of their own, and that probably would have given it away. But I feel like the community consensus on these leaks is that they're like underwhelming. And I gotta say, if we didn't know we were getting a Nuketown remake, and the second teaser came out, and we were looking at the front of a Nuketown house, I feel like we would all be losing our minds. And now, but since we actually already knew, it's like, yeah, there's the confirmation of Nuketown. But if we didn't know, man, like imagine like it, instead of Nuketown in that picture, imagine it was like Mob or something. And we're like, holy smokes, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So it's I love the leaks. I'll always look at them, but um, yeah, that's my take, I guess. It looks like, and just another thing I noticed is that it's like a bright, vibrant version of Nuketown that, like, it looks like the multiplayer version, or maybe, I mean, BO2 Nuketown's pretty dark. It definitely doesn't look like that one, and maybe, I guess maybe you could say it's like the Alpha Omega version of it, but um, yeah, it looks like a pretty like vibrant, bright version, almost like the multiplayer map. So, do you think that has any like rhyme or reason to it, or is that just them showing that it's Nuketown? Or
Well, when we talked to Shelly on this, Shelly had a great idea. He was talking about the just different variations. Like, it's supposed to be 3 Nuketowns supposedly still, and that it's all these different variations, maybe like pre, during, and post nuke sort of thing. And I think that could fit well with that. I do agree that it's very much giving original Nuketown BO1 slash like the Alpha Omega very vibrant colors. Um, yeah, when I first saw it, I thought it was like the house that we see in the exfil
oh, dude,
cutscene, the house.
that'd
Yeah,
be crazy.
that's what I first thought, but it makes so much more sense that it's Nuketown, and the colors fit with that. Yeah, I think the best thing that makes that make sense, when what we saw in the intro cutscene that we'll get to is very much a destroyed BO2 Nuketown zombies kind of look to it. I think it makes sense that we're gonna get very different aesthetics between these different versions of Nuketown.
Yeah, and like Shelly does make a good point. Whether like if that's like the layout of it, I think I don't remember who said this other theory, I guess, but I've also heard, what if it's like the 3 different versions? So we get the BO2 Survival Nuketown is one area, the other one's Alpha Omega, and then Paradox obviously brings in the 3rd iteration of Nuketown. Um, I mean,
But like
like it's
a
obviously,
brand new Nuketown.
yeah,
Is that what
something,
you're?
some kind of twist that they have on it. We've only seen like Treyarch in the teaser image that they put out, as well as the cinematic. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same like image or whatever.
Mhm.
So like I'm pretty sure like they've shown us only the roughly obviously the one Nuketown. So yeah, I mean that I think that image obviously just solidified what we already knew. I guess I'm wondering if like are we gonna do something to get to that? Is that just straight up them telling us that like we're on Nuketown? I wonder why it's so vibrant, I guess, because like that's definitely not what we see in the cinematic or the teaser picture. So maybe that's just one of the versions. Maybe that's just the before version. Yeah, maybe it's nice, like bright, vibrant, and then obviously like nothing bad goes on in that version, and then the explosion version, which is maybe the second one that we see, and then the third version being like some kind of hellscape. I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess we'll see. It's super interesting though. I'm very intrigued.
I really do hope that you're right, in that we do get at least one of them something brand new. I would love that. Although there have been so many iterations of Nuketown, that it would be hard to come up with something new. But I think if it were to be like connected to the Warden's throne room, like that hellish, really hellish environment, I'd be down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's like the after. I don't know. There's so much that's up. Like I feel like we know. Like it feels like we know a good amount, but we actually don't. At the same time, it's it's kind of strange. Which is obviously, I mean, that's the exciting part about zombies is the speculation. So
Absolutely. That's the best part of this.
yeah. This is this is one of the most exciting times for zombies. Is like it's like basically the 2 weeks leading up to a map where Treyarch's giving us the teasers and stuff, and the mind just starts going, and then yeah, I mean the stuff that they keep putting out either like confirms or denies or leaves you speculating. Yeah, it's the lead up to a map is super fun, and this is no exception. So yeah, do you have any final thoughts on that second picture?
I don't think so. Like I said, it's so vague. Like it could mean many different things that I think the safest thing is to just lean back on what we already think we know about the map, which is just multiple variations. That's probably some way to get from one to another, this sort of fracture we see. I think that's a safe call.
Yeah, I guess maybe they'll let us know in the blog next week. But regardless, I'm excited, man. I think whatever they do, I think they're gonna crush it. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. And of course the third image, probably I would say the most exciting image of the three is the burnt paper showing the Blundergat. It is back. We've talked about it a few times on the podcast. Yeah, it actually is back. Again, so now I'm at the point that I don't know how much mob ties it has that Paradox actually has. It could just be the Blundergat. I don't know. I'll let you go.
Oh man, so the leak at least is that we're getting 2 wonder weapons, and then one of them obviously we know is the Blundergat, but apparently the other one is a pistol, and it's an original wonder weapon. At least that's what that's what the leak is. That's what like the consensus is right now. I guess we'll see if that actually ends up being the case. If it's just the Blundergat, unless they make like a serious change to it, I think that'll be a little bit of a letdown. Regardless, I think it'll be really fun to use. I think just the idea of the Blundergat is it's a much stronger wonder weapon than I think we've gotten for the first 2 maps. At least it's less like strategic to use than like the gauntlet. Like the gauntlet, you have to like lay down your shots like on a path that you think the zombies are gonna walk in, and then do the alt fire to like blow them up. But yeah, no, I think I think at worst it'll just feel like a really strong shotgun. So I'm excited to use it. I think it'll play really well in BO7. Sort of a niche thing is I'm looking forward to seeing the weapon inspect for it. I'm such a sucker for a good weapon inspect.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, to your point about like the ties to Mob of the Dead, it like Mob in itself, like the whole thing of Mob is that it's like a paradox essentially. Like it's a pretty like out there scenario and out there like storyline. So I'm wondering if there's actually more Mob to the map than we think. The Blundergat's there, and it's unless maybe there's a good reason why it's there. And that like maybe that reason being that like there is a little bit of like Mob to the map. We haven't seen anything that like shows that besides the Blundergat itself. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we like go to the Golden Gate Bridge or something. I don't know. Like I don't even know like where they would bring that in, or like maybe there's a 4th secret area that's like a part of I don't know. it would feel so weird and like almost out of place if they brought mob in, but if they do, then I'm all for it. I know even since like the like BO7, like the whole trailer for BO7 was out, people saw one jail cell and they were like, mob, that's mob. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, man. I'm a dreamer. Like I remember the church Liberty Falls, people were saying it's buried. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for that, man. I just like I guess if I had to bet, I would say I don't think we're getting any kind of like mob assets to the map besides Blundergat. So yeah, that's my take on it. Wouldn't mind if they did some kind of like variants to it or whatever, but yeah,
Yes.
definitely excited to use it. And yeah, looks sick. Looks sick. We'll see how it plays when the map drops. What are your thoughts?
My I didn't know that the original wonder weapon that is supposed to be on this map is a pistol, which is very interesting. Well, no. I think yeah, because we all were hearing no, I'm thinking of Reckoning when we thought that it was gonna be the Cerberus and it was Gorgafex.
Peak.
But yeah, interesting. Yeah, and I wouldn't want them to do both, like two unoriginal Wonder Weapons. Yeah, I think and this is what I said in my intro cutscene reaction. I'll link that down below. But the fact that they can bring in the Blunder Gap and still have something original is a good way for them to have their cake and eat it too. I think it'll make the people that love Mob extremely happy. Mob's a great map. If you want to see my full thoughts on Mob, go look at the last episode. But yeah, I think having an original Wonder Weapon as well as it might even be just the Blundergat. I don't know, but I think it would be fun if they played around with some elemental variants. And I had a thought while you were talking. I had a couple fun thoughts. That maybe the way that we get the vitriolic withering variant of it is in some way tied to these plague hounds, and maybe we have to collect something from them.
Ooh.
And build something. It would be a sort of side quest thing, and we use the plague hound acidity or something and infuse it into the Blundergat to get the vitriolic withering. I would love that. And also too, I was thinking like maybe the way that we get the Blundergat could be something sort of akin to that Tag der Toten side egg when we go and see Mars and it plays Pareidolia. Maybe we somehow end up at a part of Mob of the Dead, and that's where we grab the Blundergat from and then get yanked out.
That'd be sick.
Oh, there's so much they could do. Oh, I'm really hype about it. I've always been a fan of the Blundergat. It's the Blundergat. Not necessarily what I'm about to say is to do with the vitriolic withering, because I think that is quite overpowered. Although you've been wanting a really strong wonder weapon.
Yep.
I just love the idea of a quad barrel shotgun. It's so like Doom or something like that.
It's metal. It's metal for sure.
Absolutely, and it's just bang and then you reload just constantly. Oh yeah, it's peak, and I'm glad it's back. For as much as I think Mob is overrated, I think it's fun that they're doing stuff like this, but especially if they bring it in a way that makes sense and is satisfying to people that give a damn about the story. I think it could be something special if implemented well.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely needs an explanation as to why it's there. Even if it's just like an intel thing, I'm fine with it, because like I think we still don't know why the staff is on the tomb. Like at least I don't know. I think that there needs to be some kind of explanation that's not just like we wanted like a cool wonder weapon or something in the map. We need like an in-story explanation as to why it's there. maybe that's a whole part of the Paradox Junction thing. I mean, we're getting I guess maybe this will just segue into our next topic about like the reused assets. We're getting assets from we're going to be on Nuketown, whether that's BO2 or BO4. We're getting Plague Hounds from Cold War, potentially. The Blundergat from BO2, like we're getting a bunch of different assets from different maps, and I'm wondering if like that's the whole idea of like Paradox Junction is connecting these like different maps and timelines and games, and maybe that's the whole idea behind it. But yeah, what are your thoughts overall on like what seems to be a bunch of reused assets?
Yeah, I think yeah, I think they I totally agree. They have to, or they really ought to make it make sense. And whether that is something as simple as we are teleporting all over the place, and like I guess Nuketown would be this sort of hub area that we're constantly in, but yeah, even if it's as simple as something teleports us to Mob of the Dead for a short period, and that's where we get the Blundergat from, and just yank it from out of there, I think I could be happy with that. If it is just paradoxical chaos, and this is the map where we really see things start to bleed in, I would be very hype about that. I think it can be done well. That there is a right way that I think they can do it. I just hope it is actually that. If it's not, it is going to feel pretty cheap in the eyes of the people that have been around for so long, that actually care. Like, people will have fond memories of Mob and be like, oh my god, the Blundergat's back, and how cool. And that's fine, and I'm happy for the people that are like that, but for the people that are like bathing in this franchise for so long, I think, especially coming off the heels of BO6, that was a major complaint. It was bringing in stuff and not making it make any sort of sense. It felt, sort of shoehorned in, and it's enjoyable enough, but to really get that long-term like fulfillment, I think you have to give a why to it.
Yeah, pretty well put. I agree with everything you said. Just yeah, it's so weird that we got all original. I mean, I guess maybe like bring Mule Kick back for Astra, but like besides that, like we've gotten all original wonder weapons and enemies and stuff, and maybe this is just like their. I mean, like I still think the map's gonna kick ass. Like no matter what, I think just like the run that Treyarch's on right now, I just don't see, even if it's reused assets, I don't see it being a bad map or quest or anything. At least I mean the story, which we'll get into when we talk about the cinematic, the story at the very least sounds really cool. But yeah, the hope is that the other wonder weapon is an original pistol, and it's cool. But yeah, without that, I think there might be some backlash on Treyarch. I mean, especially from me for not having, I guess, a little bit more like unique ideas for this map, coming off of two maps that were really unique and really fun to play. So yeah, I guess we'll see.
I want to feel like there is really some thought put into these decisions. There's so much to the Blundell era that I kind of have a love-hate relationship with, but Blundell's biggest strength was, even if the result was something that I don't agree with, you could feel that he was very intentionally making all of these decisions, and there were reasons behind them. And I think if Kevin Drew and the current team want to stand at that same level, that they have to show that same effort is being applied here.
Yeah, Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. When you go back and play BO3, BO4, like you can just tell that like the guy making this map, or at least that was like in charge, or like the lead of these maps, like you can tell he wanted to make some like insane, insane maps that like basically stuff that like you and I would do if we were like just following our craziest ideas for what a map could be. Like that's what it felt like playing, or feels like I should say, playing like BO3, BO4, the end of BO2. Um, Honestly, like in BO7 as well with Ashes and Astra too. Like these are like crazy ideas that we've gotten, and they're seems pretty intentional. I think. Like I think there's a lot of like really intentional stuff going on in the first two maps of BO7. I think maybe there's like just a little bit missing here and there compared to like BO3 and stuff, but um, yeah, it's your point. Like they're. I would also argue that there needs to be like a reason why all of this stuff is here, and it's not just like, oh, like dev time and like we're just gonna reuse the stuff because it's easier to do than like do original wonder weapons. And it sounds pretty negative, but at the same time, if we like when we get to the end of BO7's life cycle, and if the other three maps, like I think this map is still going to be phenomenal. Like I don't mean to like hate on it. I'm just kind of talking about the reused assets of it. But like if the final three maps are all like original stuff, just like Ashes and Astra, I don't think we're going to mind Paradox Junction being the reused asset map, I guess. And like in the long haul, I guess. I think right now we've been in such a lull for zombies. Like how long is it going to be? It'll be like 3 months, right? Yeah,
Will
3 months. It'll be, well, like Astra came out, I think on December 4th or something along those
Wow.
lines.
Yeah.
So January, February, it'll be 3 months, and I think like a lot of people are just concerned, I guess, that after what's going to be the longest wait in the life cycle, that we're getting like reused assets and stuff. So I think that's where a lot of the concern and like angst comes from with Paradox.
I I don't get it that I, I don't know if they can ever make it make sense to me. The reason why Astra came out so early just to allow for such a break. If you were to just bring those in a little closer, it would feel a little more like less of a lull, I
Yeah,
guess. I
yeah,
I thought it would feel better, and granted it has, because I think the in-between updates they've done in this game far exceed those from Black Ops 6. I
yeah.
was not a grief enjoyer, unfortunately. And that was the big lull. But yeah, I think they've done much better than they did in the breakpoints of BO6. I just don't know why this schedule. If you would have just had Astra come out in January,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was like fiending for a new map so soon after Ashes, because in my experience, Ashes is very beloved by most of the community. So I don't know. It's a bizarre decision. I'll let them cook. I was gonna say, like, you would think with having an additional map this year, post launch, like it would make that feel better, but it hasn't as much as I thought it would. Even with that and the better in between updates, it's better than BO6 by far.
Yeah.
But man, I think the reason it hurts so much is just because I'm excited.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want it now, and
Mhm.
that's just how TikTok brained we are today, I guess. We
Yeah.
just want new, and yeah, at the end of the day, it's kind of a good thing because it just shows how excited we are. I think I've been on record saying that if they can continue the trajectory that and the precedent that Ashes and Astra have set, that this could very easily be my favorite zombies game of all time. We'll see. I think This map has a very strong, like, it can outdo the tomb. I think people are very scared it's going to be another tomb. It, coming from someone that doesn't mind the tomb, I enjoy that map a lot.
Yep. Yeah, we're tomb enjoyers over here for sure.
Absolutely. I think that this has potential to outdo the tomb in every way, and yeah, we'll get more into that a little bit when we talk about the intro cutscene, though.
Yeah. Yeah, to your point of like just wanting a map immediately, like, dude, I was itching for this thing like 115 day. I was like, there's no way it's like when they said, I think they hinted or outright said it was coming out season 2 reloaded, dude, I was like heartbroken. And people were like, it's not that bad. I'm like, yeah, but like, you know, I want it now. I'm smooth brain. I want it right now. So yeah, the wait's been tough, and yeah, people are just kind of like anxious to get in and play it. And yeah, I guess the teasers being literally the 3 drawings are 3 things that we've already seen in zombies, and I think that's rubbing people the wrong way. Even though I personally think even if like the assets themselves like surface level are reused, I still think they're going to use them in like really cool ways, and like I'm super excited for it. So overall, yeah, super stoked. Pretty happy with the teasers.
If they make it make sense, I will be over the moon about it. I think, like I said, it can be done right, and I think, well, Craig Houston's back writing, isn't he? I think I
have no
he
idea.
took some. I feel like, yeah, he took a break. I don't know at what point during BO6, but I'm pretty sure he's back. I trust Craig Houston personally. But yeah, it's they just gotta show us how much they care if they are going to reuse a bunch of stuff. That is the bar that I've set for myself.
That's fair.
In how I kind of classify where to rank this map.
Right. Yeah. We'll just have to wait, I guess. I mean, I was watching the Mr. Waffle, the Milo reaction to the cutscene, and he was saying that like he's like Alpha Omega. This is like a lot of people's like least favorite map ever, and I guess that kind of puts it into perspective as the lone Alpha Omega enjoyer and the community, that like I just am viewing this with like a more positive lens, I guess, than like a lot of people, because a lot of people are seeing the map and they're like they think of like Nuketown Survival, which a lot of people, you know, are just kind of lukewarm on, and then Alpha Omega, which a lot of people hate. I'm telling you, dude, if there's even like the faintest hint at Rushmore in this map, I'm in. Like, I'm all the way in, bro. Like, I'm sold.
Let's go.
So yeah, we'll see, man. I think it's important to, as somebody that's like really hyped for the map, I guess I also want to just understand where other people are coming from if they're not so excited for the map to come out. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, you and I are in different boats compared to a lot of other people. I am someone that enjoys Alpha Omega for all the flaws it has. Just that map is dripping in aesthetic, and Rushmore is phenomenal.
So charming, dude. It's such a I love
good.
Alpha Omega, bro. It's insane.
And Nuketown Zombies, underrated. I know it's just Nuketown, but even that has story. Like the eye change on round 25. So cool. And the giant mushroom cloud in the back. I think, yeah, man. I can't accept the same complaints that other people have just because they don't like those maps.
Yeah.
I can understand it if you don't like those maps. I think this will be different, but it could just be cope. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's our thoughts on the drawings and then just the reused assets in general. Third and final topic, I believe, unless we veer off somewhere, is going to be the cinematic that just came out at, I think it was like 12 my time, 12:30 my time, something like that. I forgot. Time
Like
is a flat
2.5
circle.
hours ago.
Yeah, we're in a Paradox Junction right now. So, yeah, what are your thoughts? Just first impressions. You got a video. I know you're gonna link it down. Yeah, just what are your first impressions on the cinematic?
I'll link yours too, baby girl. Don't worry.
Thank you.
But yeah, I forget who just said it. I think it might have been Dalek. But I totally agree that, Astra had this, like, the intro cinematic for that was very Gorod Krovy, just
Yeah.
the music jamming and the crew is in this kooky scenario. This was very grounded and serious and just showing us the next pages of the story. And I'm happy with that. I would have been fine either way. The ending very much gave that music could have started, and oh, I wish it continued just a little bit. See how they land, and they kick some ass a little bit, and then it ends. But yeah, Ava Jensen is back, and so I guess that confirms that it was the warden that brought her through the mirror, and he's apparently been having his way with her in, hold on.
AO?
Yeah. He's been sucking her for a very long time.
That's crazy, bro.
I mentioned in my reaction, like, it's strange that I would assume he's been feeding from her in some way for a long time. Like, but what is he feeding from her? Like, is it still her soul in the same way it was our crew? Like, when I think of Ava, like, it seems like she has some, like, just innate abilities that she isn't really in tune with. And I'm wondering if that's what he's kind of pulling from her and, like, introducing to himself. And this may be why he is as powerful as he is. I know it was starting to heal him. Yeah, I don't want to ramble too much. Give me your initial first thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a cool cinematic. I don't think it's quite on par with the first two, just because I think the action's just cool. Not that I'm like against like a lore heavy cinematic, but there's just, I guess, not too much to it. What they did do was incredible. Like, crushed the visuals, crushed the background music, all the the sound. Obviously, that's Treyarch's like consistent thing through everything, is that their sound is going to be off the charts. It's so weird, the animation change when they go to actually showing the guys being spit out at Nuketown, like the giant like nuke cloud thing spitting the characters out on a Nuketown. That's like BO4, like that's literally like BO4 Alpha Omega animation. I wonder why they switched from, like, it's so weird because it's just like 5 seconds of them being spit out after this like long, serious, like fully rendered narrative from the Warren, and then like, I don't know, I feel like it was just a strange transition. But yeah, as somebody that, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not like super familiar with like MWZ or anything. I was like, I know, is it Jensen or Jansen? I think I said Jansen in my video.
Shit, I don't actually know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say Jansen because I said it in the video, and I'm gonna double down on that. But
I think it's Jensen. Ah, damn it.
Jensen?
Let me look it up.
Okay. Um, yeah. While you do that, just yeah. So he like uses her, and to your point, he like heals from it. Like he has these like wounds on his face and his neck, and heals when he drains her soul. Um, and then I was like, I think that's Ava, just based off of like the leaks and stuff. I don't know. And then she starts talking. I'm like, okay, I guess she's British. I didn't know that, but, or like has some kind of accent. But um, yeah, it's in the dialogue. He mentions that he needs like I don't think he says like that he needs her, but like basically he alludes to the fact that he does need her and that she's I forget the exact quote. It's like stoking the flame of something that like he's basically doing one thing and then using her for like some other purpose. I think like somehow like tying together the dark ether or something. One thing, it was like a small detail, but there's like a bunch of other cages hanging around. And I guess I wonder if the wardens used to having more people in those cages to drain life from, and he is short or something. Like he's sort of in a deficit of humans, I guess, to take souls from because she's the only one in a cage, and maybe that's why he's getting pissed. Yeah, I don't know. And then, do you think he's getting those wounds on him because we're like freeing the shadow smiths, and like each shadow smith that gets freed is like more damage to him, but I guess he counters that with healing with like a soul from somebody. That's sort of what I mentioned in my video. That's like the first thought that came to my mind, at least.
I never thought about that. Yeah. It's Jansen. You got it right.
Needed that.
No, that's a great point. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be like the safest thing to kind of assume is we are hurting him in some way by doing what we've been doing the past two maps. As far as I pointed this out in the reaction, there are the big cages which hold people, and then there are the skull cages. I pointed out because it was a common theory that I saw floating around since the beginning that the two heads he was holding could be Monty and the Shadow Man, and that's why they hold all this power. But there were more than just those. It seems like he has quite a few of these laying around, so I personally feel like that theory is kind of done for, which is fine. I as much as I would love an explanation of what happened to Monty and the Shadow Man, I think that can come from elsewhere. As far as all the empty full body cages, I wonder if I wonder if he can just feed off of any human, like a soul is a soul, but because Ava has all this power inside of her, that maybe he doesn't really need anyone else. Like she has more within her than any human, so why go through all the trouble of getting your run-of-the-mill human when Ava's got plenty in her? She can take more of a beating, so to speak.
She's built
absolutely. And I think we also, I think this cutscene gave us confirmation that she is the entity that we have been seeing in the past two maps. What did you think about that?
I didn't think about that. I guess because the entity pops up in MWZ as well, right?
So yeah, just a quick thing. Like it's strange to me, but it kind of makes sense. So in the MWZ story, as I know it, there is Ava and there is the entity, and almost like a two sides of the same coin scenario. They're very clearly linked in some way, but they are two separate beings with two separate like thoughts. Is how I understand it. But yeah, the intro cutscene very clearly mentions that because he's talking to Ava in this cutscene, and he's saying something along the lines of like, you helped the worms take down my pet, which that implies to me that you, as the entity that we've seen in these past 2 maps, have helped the player crew free the Shadow Smiths. And the only one who helped the crew free the Shadow Smiths was this entity. It's weird that they're interchanging this entity title to seemingly some being connected to Ava, as well as Ava projecting herself to our crew to help them. It's very confusing, and it's not something I've fully wrapped my head around yet, that I hope they maybe expand on a little further in this map.
Interesting. Yeah, you might be onto something, I guess. Because she, at the end of Astra, she like, the entity just like disappears somewhere. Oh, but she disappears into the warden's room, the whatever that is, the throne room or whatever.
Yes.
Oh gosh, maybe I don't know. Because I was gonna originally, like, without, I forgot about like the fact that she's the one that disappears into that portal. Because I was just gonna say she disappears and then we don't know what happens to her, but she does go into that room. At least it looks like. I don't know, like, you know, like everything about that, but maybe there's
a lot of questions.
Yeah, some kind of connection there. I'm not sure, but yeah. So it was cool seeing Ava back. I would have liked to see like Samantha or something, but as somebody who isn't super familiar with like MWZ and stuff, but though it is cool. I know that she gets like pulled through the mirror or whatever. But no, like it was cool, I guess, seeing like where she ended up going so long later. I guess it makes me wonder like how far ahead they're thinking of the story, you know? Like,
yes.
A lot of people want these questions answered and stuff, but like I feel like Treyarch is just like thinking so far ahead that like they do have answers to everything, and we just got to be patient and like let them reveal them to us as they see fit.
The story is at its best when the answers we get bring up 10 more questions.
Right.
This is my favorite part of playing this game in a like story capacity, is just the theorizing. It is so fun, and they might answer our questions in a way that we don't like, but then that creates a new question that can bring it back around and get us back to, okay, like it all makes sense and everything's chill.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, the writing's got to be good, and I think this year they've done really well so far. I really enjoyed the warden's monologue in this.
Yeah, it was again, like visually nothing too crazy. The shot we get of the room that he's in is insane. What do you think that is? Do you think that's the boss fight or like Pack-a-Punch or something?
It's so hard to say. Yeah.
My first thought was boss fight arena. That definitely looks like a boss fight arena to me. And another question to ask: do you think that's like in the mushroom or something? Like, do you think that's in the cloud, or do you think that's like somewhere else? Or yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine how that and how it looks could be in the mushroom cloud. And it's also strange that, like, if that's where he is, that would be where the crew is getting spit out of. And so then what, do we have to get back into it to fight him? I don't know if I'm there for that. Yeah, boss fight arena might make sense. It might be cutscene only. It might be, you know, whenever we end up fighting the boss, whoever it is. I think they could cook if we are somehow fighting a mushroom cloud. It's got a face, and I don't think it has a face for no reason. That would be really weird to me. Like, it would be fine, but it would be a strange decision to put a face on the mushroom cloud and us not. Maybe he could. Yeah, maybe he could be the new Rushmore in some kind of capacity, kind of talking to you, talking shit. But Yeah, I guess, well, I don't know what that room is. I'm gonna say cutscene only for now. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we are able to actually play there in some capacity.
A thought I had while you were talking was, I wonder if that's like a teaser of the final map, like the finale map we get for the game. If it's showing us like we get this final encounter with the warden, and like that's where he is, and we got to go there and mess him up. I guess like that's just a thought I
That's a
had, because
great
it looks,
idea.
to your point, it looks so different than the setting of Nuketown that yeah, it looks so different. It looks like a completely separate place. So
I'm I'm imagining that it's in its own little like pocket somewhere.
yeah,
Like it's kind of his little like escape from danger or crew or whatever. That's what I'm picturing.
it could
But
be it.
I
You know,
love that idea that is
sweet.
teasing
It's
the
a
final map.
foreshadowing. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. And then to your point about the face, when we first saw that image from Treyarch, I personally was like skeptical if that was a face, because it was like I could totally see what people were talking about. But the image that they gave us was nowhere as clear as the cinematic that we got. And then when you see the cinematic, it's like, okay, yeah, that's a face. Like,
Yeah.
um, it's so interesting. And like the characters, he like spits them out. That's so strange, dude. Treyarch is like doing so many drugs to make these maps. It's actually insane. Because I'm looking at the image right now because I wanted to bring up a point about it. Um, yeah, it looks crazy, dude. Like whatever's going on is gonna be crazy. I'm really excited for it. I actually had 2 points about um, sort of the image that they show at the end of the cinematic. Is one, I really wish I'm gonna operate under the assumption that this is the final boss. I really wish they would stop showing us the final boss before we fight them. That's been like this was a point that Ghost to Hope had on Twitter. If this is the final boss, then we're getting it in this map. We got it with Astra. We didn't get it in Ashes. We got the boss fight arena, I guess you could see that, but like we didn't see Batharion. Reckoning, we knew it was going to be Sam. Shattered Veil was the Z-Rex. Citadel, it was the giant thing. The Guardian or whatever. Terminus, Patient 13. The Tomb, I guess we also didn't know, but like it's happening too much for me to like. It was a surprise. Like I would say it was a surprise with Citadel and Shattered Veil, and I guess Astra. Like I don't think anybody was expecting to fight like the giant skull on Astra, but like I guess at some point like we're kind of onto it now, and I'm hoping that they stop showing us. If this is the final boss, I'm hoping they stop showing us the final boss.
That's a great point. You said you had another point though too, yeah?
Yes, sir. There's like this text at the bottom left of the picture.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at that, I'm like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? It literally feels like that's some kind of like text that they left in or something like that. I don't know why. It just doesn't it doesn't feel intentional. I think you're like, so the text, just for I guess anybody that doesn't have the picture in front of them, the text says, I think you're getting to him, with 3 dots after it. And is that like,
I'll throw it up, yeah.
okay. I'm just looking at it. I don't even know, like, are we getting to the warden? I guess we're getting to the warden because he's like, he just bitched for like a minute and a half before we see this. So maybe that's somebody saying that like we're getting under his skin or something. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts or theories on that?
I did in my reaction. And I'll expand on it because it was very unclear, and it's still very unclear. Yeah, in my head that was, the warden pulled Ava in her like entity projection form away. So he has some sort of power over her when she's in that capacity. To me, that this was like, I think this is Ava speaking to our crew in some way, but it's almost sort of like a whisper to them. like, because this is after the warden kind of showed his teeth to her, and she's saying like he's pissed, so you guys are doing something right. but she's not allowed to like fully go there and tell them. So maybe this is her way of like nudge nudge, like he won't notice me if I'm just like whispering it to you. That's kind of how I'm picturing it. It's yeah, it feels almost like fourth wall breaky. Like she's not talking to our crew, she's talking to us. I don't think they're going there, but it is strange that it's text on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't fully know.
And it fits like the comic book theme of the last like 5 seconds of the cinematic. Yeah, it's so strange. I think they like what you said totally makes sense. I think that's a pretty strong explanation of what that means. I guess I don't know. I feel like they could have done it as like a whisper or something. They just kind of like barely put this like barely audible whisper that you hear. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so out there.
Creative choice.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I'm sure it'll be explained, but
I hope they make it make sense.
Yeah. To your point, though, I do wish we saw like not my favorite part, but like one of the cool part about the first 2 cutscenes we get is when everybody sort of like gathers themselves and gets a view, like they're like standing before what they're about to embark on. Asher's, it's like they're outside of the plaza, like getting their guns ready and stuff, and then Astra, they get out of the car and do the line Rick Tuffin says when he says to remember where they parked is so funny. But
I love it.
I wish we got something of like they land and then like they see something, whatever, like they see some, I don't know what to expect, but yeah, regardless, I was a fan of the cutscene. Would have liked to see a little bit more action, but regardless, we got a good, like, I guess, summary of what's going on, and we know that like the warden is not happy with what's going on, so yeah.
Just to go back a little bit, I know you brought up wanting maybe Sam in there instead of Ava. That I don't know how familiar you are, but Ava is in some capacity the daughter of Samantha, which pretty much shows or implies why she has all this power. So I'm wondering if we could get some kind of allusion to her either still being alive or some deeper, like, I don't know. I think this would be a good spot for them to at least hint towards Samantha in some way, because I feel like it was very heavily criticized, and I agree that she was supposedly killed off screen. I don't think I believe that. That just seems like too big of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
That for in the Reckoning, I don't think I can agree that she's fully dead. But if she is, I would love it to be expanded upon. Like, I could very easily see that, you know, if the warden knew that Samantha was dead and that Samantha is Ava's mother, that he would like rub it in her face a little bit.
Yeah.
Something like that, or I don't know. But to go back to talking about the boss fights being shown to us early, the one thing that might be able to like quell that for you, which kind of goes against my point of wanting to fight it, is, and I brought this up in the second episode of the pod when we saw that initial leaked image. I do not see them putting the boss like front and center. It was right in that picture. I don't see them doing that. So as much as I'd like to fight the thing, I'm wondering if the the mushroom cloud is more in a like narrating, just speaking to us, maybe even Rushmore type of capacity in the way that it interacts with us.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
It's just a weird decision that they would throw it on on a teaser image, although it is, you know, it is a it is a very focal point of the map, assuming that it's just there the entire time. I don't know what to make of it. It's possible, but I don't know. You're right, they have been hiding the bosses in plain sight as well, so maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point though. Like it's just sitting there. It's just right there. Yeah, no, like I don't know, man. I personally hope it's not the boss fight. I think it'd be cool to fight. Like I guess I wouldn't complain, but yeah, to your point, I just don't want to. I'm tired of being shown what the boss is, even if like you don't really know. Like when I passed the Z-Rex in Shattered Veil, I didn't like think, oh, that's the boss right there, or like Citadel, I didn't think the statue was the boss. But I guess I think that I feel like it's a gimmick that you can do like every now and then, but like they must think that's like this shit because they just like keep doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. It would be strange if it was just kind of like sitting there, like in like Attack, how like Krogzilla is just like standing in the water waiting for us the entire egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I hope we can like interact with him. I hope there's like more to do with him throughout the egg. Like maybe that's how we get to each map. We just get like a somehow we like there's like 3 mushroom clouds or something and we just like launch from that. We get this like Origins like falling out of the robot animation each time when we want to go to a different part. I don't know, something just I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, overall, how would you rank this cinematic compared to the first two?
Yeah, I think as someone that is heavily into the story stuff, yeah, I think the intro would have served a little better if they just extended a little bit, maybe even given us a little bit of action at like wherever they land. But yeah, I think they could have done both. I do respect that they kind of tonally kept it more serious this time. I do respect that. I just wish we got a little more bang bang kill, but
yeah.
It's fine in my eyes. All right, guys, well, that's about it for episode 4 of the Pack Mentality podcast. Comment down below, let us know what you thought of the intro cutscene, and does this quell any of your concerns with the original controversy that we've been having surrounding this map? Let us know your thoughts, and if at any point you found yourself enjoying this video, a like, comment, subscribe to both of our channels is very much appreciated. Go follow us on Twitter. Go check out our intro cutscene reactions. I'll link all of that down in the description below. Until next time, guys, I've been AQ Devi, joined by the very handsome Shorbz, and we will catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.